Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're starting with a blast here as we have some brave Swaby sallying out here against an Emperor's Cav force. And yeah, these Night Hunters here, well, they're here in the day, so clearly they are out of their depth here in this fight. And yeah, they're fighting off against some Citizen Cav. To be fair, did a good amount of damage to that Citizen Cav, and looked like they're going to rout it, actually. So credit to the Night Hunters, actually. You know, I mean, they like absolutely took a massive charge there, losing about 40 riders. But then didn't really kill off his entire Citizen Cav themselves. Took about 50 cavalry down with them. It looks like maybe got a Javi volley off as the Cav came in. It looks like now the three spears are going to execute them with their own Javis. But yeah, what a start to that fight there. The Cav now coming in to get a bit of revenge, cutting down the last few stragglers. And it looks like, yeah, less than 10 of those Night Hunters getting out of there alive. And what a start to today's siege battle here in Rome 2. As we do have a glorious 3v3. We have Rome, we have Tylus and Epirus, as we've already seen, are in this fight. And yeah, it should be a fun one. On the defense here today, we have a barbarian triumvirate, as we have Swaby, Boei, and we have also the Iceni here on the defense. And it looks like we're at I think this is like Tulliferdum. I think this is the map for Tulliferdum. It's a very typical map. We often see this one quite often, like this one, Bertigala, Carthage. Usually the go-to maps, I feel like, in Rome 2. But yeah, it's great to be back with some Rome 2, that's for sure. I've got a whole bunch of replays I'm going to try and get through now and show off to you guys. And I hope you do enjoy the Rome 2 content. If you want to see more of it, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show support. And let's get straight into this action. Get yourself a snack, get yourself a drink, and yeah, just get really engrossed in the ancient carnage of Rome 2. And yeah, we have a wall about to come down here. It looks like, I think it might be, yeah, it looks like Epirus's artillery here, using fire ammo, weirdly, which is less accurate, but I guess a bit more chaotic and a bit more, you know, atmospheric. But it is trying to blast down a wall here. 97%, one more hit should bring that down. The sword band waiting, though, for the breach to come down, and I guess to protect that choke point that will open up there. And how did they all miss? I mean, two just dropped. It looked like just short, and the other ones went over the top. But yeah, that was unfortunate. Tylus is also opening up a breach. They've just done it now. They've got some Celtic warriors ready to come through. But again, Iceni awaiting here with some more sword band ready to defend. I imagine maybe Iceni are going to be the ones defending the outer layers. That's how I'd have it, because they're probably the weakest of the three factions. But we have got Berserkers here for Swaby on the front lines. That's a brave place to have them. It's an expensive unit. If I was Tylus, I'd be trying to Javi these guys if possible. But instead they're just getting them in, I guess, securing the breach. Well, the landing zones, I guess that's what they're securing. So the tribal warriors and the Celtic warriors to land. But here come the Berserkers. I think they're about to go in, and yeah, they will go Berserk pretty quickly once they get into melee. And here they go. In go those wild Germans. They're going to start carving down some fellow barbarians of their, well, they're not really related at all, these guys, but, you know, fellow barbarians. And yeah, already the Berserkers up to about 30 kills there. Very nice. And actually, you know, Tylus really caught some slingers, some Breton slingers, skirmishers, sorry. We've got Levy Freeman, actually, they're going to be in. I imagine Tylus should be able to cut these down easily. I mean, yeah, Levy Freeman, some of the worst infantry around, probably up there with Eastern Spearmen. You know, it's like some of the most pathetic infantry you can bring. Club Levy as well, got to be in that probably category. Probably a bit more useful than the light spears, since they're a sword unit, but still pretty ineffective. But all these units, you know, on the front line, just here to use their Javis. I imagine trying to inflict a lot of losses and just slow down the enemy. But yes, if you've got a Rome 2 replay that you think, Pope, I want you to check this out. I've got a glorious replay that you think I've got to see. Do remember to send it to my Discord. If you're not in the Discord, just join it. Down below, the link is there. And yeah, you can get involved in some Total War battles yourself, or just send some in if you just want to do that. And here we go. Rome is landing as well. And yeah, we've got Tylus bringing in more and more heavy infantry. The Berserkers have gone Berserk, as is in their name. And it looks like they're still cutting down plenty of Celtic warriors. These guys already up to 103 kills. They've done really well on these early stages here. They really have, and Tylus and Rome just seem to be throwing stuff in. Epirus certainly holding back, which I guess is a choice. Have they brought any pikes? It doesn't look like it. At least, yeah, a lot of hoplites and thurier spears, but no actual like pike units. Got plenty of spears, but no pikes. Which I wonder if they bring, because that will give them an advantage in this siege battle, because all the Germanic factions cannot bring any. We've got Club Levy here just being routed by looks of it. And it looks like, yeah, tribal warriors here are about to die, to be fair, actually. They're losing out to these painted warriors, and that's because of all these skirmishers here just jabbing into them. And again, the berserkers and also the sword band here winning on the flank and now threatening that Tyler's flank, and Tyler's having to land more and more. And the more Celtic warriors now arriving on the walls. There's light infantry trying to be as annoying as possible into the side of the defenders there. The chosen sword band here, if they're very daring, can get out and try and get this Celtic slinger, because that's for some reason coming up to the breach point here. That might be an opportunity for Iceni to just go out, and might be Bowie Eye instead that does it. Yeah, Celtic warrior is just going to rush out the breach maybe, try and clash with those guys. But yeah, that Celtic slinger is getting way too close, and it's going to get punished. They nearly got him there. And it looks like actually instead it's going to be the Briton slingers that are going to rout these guys. It's a sling off. But Rome are getting in here with his heavy infantry, and yeah, these Socii Extraordinari, Hastati, a lot of Republican units being brought. But yeah, they are looking like they're going to try and overwhelm the Germans with just sheer armor and firepower, should I say, gladius power. Yeah, more Hastati going in. They are only medium melee infantry, but they're going to overwhelm these light melee infantry, that's for sure. Sword band look like they're putting up a good fight against the Hastati, and it looks like missile support here as well. We've got some slingers are certainly helping to kill these Hastati off. It looks like it might be with the Roman army that's being brought. We'll have a look at the rest of their reserves. We've got legionnaires, equal cohort. Yeah, legionnaires and a few Evocati, but not by masses. And we've got auxiliary Balearics. Yeah, a lot of auxiliaries and some Syrians. Interesting, you only brought 2 Syrians and 2 Balearics, and not 3 Syrians, which is the typical choice. But yeah, looking at the legionary options here, I would say it's a low-fun game. I mean, you'd see the same as well when you look at sort of like Epirus's army. Not a lot of royal peltasts or even the elite pikes being brought. But yes, a low-fun game potentially, which could be interesting to see how this one plays out. And you can see here, Rome is breaking through. We don't often see the Socii Extraordinari, but like an allied Italian state, basically unit is pretty much what they are. That's what Socii are. They're just allied Italians that are part of the early Republican army. You can see here, it looks like Bloodsworn also going to get routed, and yeah, that early sort of defense by Swabia is slowly getting knocked away. They're holding on this flank here. You can see that the Berserkers doing incredibly well. 188 kills, and they've yet to lose half their unit. 45 out of 80 left. Doing very, very well, and I think they've just won another fight there. Yeah, gonna get to 200 kills, I think, when they kill these stragglers off. There you go, 200 kills. Doing incredibly well. Interesting choice as well to see Tylus bring in a noble horse. We'll keep an eye on that. Very strange use of funds. I mean, there is a Celtic warrior just stood out here that probably is worth killing off for the defenders. Don't know why that's there, but that's probably an easy kill that someone wants to go and deal with. Don't let that get back inside. Looks like we've got the most elite troops that have been sent forward are Iceni's, which are probably these are not that great. The chosen sword band, they are very heavy melee infantry, but they're definitely not that great. 33 melee attacks, nothing to be greatly desired. I mean, yeah, Italian swords are 34, so they're outscored a melee attack already by the Italian swords, which are much cheaper. They're getting good jabby volleys into the side of these tribal warriors, those Britons. Swaby's bringing his general really far forward. Whether I think he might be just popping rallies. Looks like that's the case. Battle rhythm, just being popped onto those berserkers there who are, ramping up the kills. It looks like going to help rout another Tylus sword unit here. Tylus is getting absolutely abused. Yeah, they're already out of infantry. They've got their Oaksworn left. They dived in way too early, and they're already pretty much out of troops. They've got one tribal warrior left. There's an Oaksworn in here. They've just landed another tribal warrior. But yeah, that's their last 3 units of infantry, really. There's a tribal warrior here that's pretty banged up. And then we've got some missiles left, but yeah, not looking good already for the attackers. They're going to need to turn it around with Rome and Epirus, maybe playing a little slower, a bit more methodical than just all of the wild, fanatic charges that Tylus has been doing in such a small area as well. Attacking this small front sort of between the tower here and over here with the breaches, it really made it easy for the defenders to sort of condense them, sort of, you know, pack them into a small area. They just then kind of just use their missiles to just sort of focus down Tylus and give themselves the advantage in some of these melee fights where otherwise if they hadn't used their missile superiority, they probably would have lose these fights. I mean, like, well, sword followers, you know, they probably are better than the tribe warriors, even if they are only heavy against very heavy. But stats-wise, they're much better off in most areas, apart from maybe armor. But yeah, I mean, some of the other units that have won these fights, like Swordband, and even the Berserkers, after a certain amount of time, they're kind of like glass cannons. They would eventually start to lose. Yeah, Tribal Warriors, a good unit, but they've been proved to be pretty ineffective in this fight so far. And already, yeah, this one looks pretty banged up, still getting shot by slingers. Yeah, Rome needs to sort of, you know, take the lead here as in this triumvirate of attackers. It's called Rome 2 for a reason. Rome is the superpower of the age. They just now need to show it, flex their muscles. And instead, the Socii and Hastati are starting to retreat. Cowards! You can be executed for retreating in the Roman army. These guys might be, if they can survive the German charge here, which they won't, the Socii won't anyway. And yeah, Rome's now bringing in the legionaries. These are like the legionaries from like the from Caesar's age, not quite the imperial ones. Well, I guess sort of are. They look more like the. I mean, I guess they are technically the early imperial ones, but they're more like the late Republic sort of style of legionaries. They're not in the segmenta armor we all know and love. Those guys are still yet to come in. I think the Evocati represent most of them, and the Eagle cohort. These guys now going in actually through the breach that Tylus opened up here, so it looks like they're going to try and go for that. Balance power, I'd say, is with the defenders at the moment, so whether the attackers can turn this around, we'll see. There are the Segmenta armored legionaries, these Evocati. These are veteran troops, that's what Evocati means. They're going to come through, try and break through. Chosen Swordbound, we've got Bloodsworn. These are tough units, even though they're light melee infantry, they're pretty tough and hard to kill. And there's sword followers here as well. So yeah, some good units, you know. But here we go, legionaries and Evocati. And I think they're going to try and push this on two fronts here. Probably the legionaries into the Chosen Swordband, and I'd put the Evocati into that Bloodsworn, just so neither side can get a good jabby volley into a flank. But already, I mean, the legionaries here are getting decimated by javelins, already down from 160 to 140. Pretty devastating stuff. And then finally the attackers have got onto this plateau, this little settlement at the top here, which is really key for this settlement, because you can now put archers up on this sort of parapet up here, and you can start to shoot down in some of these other ongoing combats. And really now the defenders need to take this as a sign to retreat. They've done a really good amount of damage at this early stage. I'd retreat now because yeah, you're going to lose this area. I mean, actually they're going to lose a longbow hunter as well, as seems, because they've left them up there. And actually there's another one here as well. Whether they thought this way they could just leave them hidden just at the back, which wouldn't be a bad idea if they could get them to stay hidden and maybe assassinate a general. But yeah, they're just going to get killed off instead by Italian swords. Looks like in some tribal warriors of Tylus. Rome trying to use his pilum, trying even up the odds before he goes into melee. Looks like the Evocati, no, they're doing okay. Yeah, the sword followers are losing. I'd expect that. I'd be surprised if the Evocati were losing that fight. The sword followers have bitten off more than they can chew here. Jabby's coming in, seems like they're definitely getting friendly fire a little bit, maybe. Yeah, Rome throwing in more legionaries here. I think he is probably friendly firing Tylus a bit, but he probably doesn't care. He just wants to kill these Britons off. The Hastati in the front line as well, they're expendable. It's only the legionaries' lives that matter. And yeah, more of the Eagle cohort here being held in reserve, but just getting shot freely. So Rome might want to think about maybe just turning and facing those troops there, even if he's not going to, you know, I mean, or just put him in Testudo. He has that ability, which does an incredible amount of missile block. If they're not being sent into melee, just send them and put them in Testudo. Should be fine. But Eagle Cohort have gone in. The men of the Eagles, the Legionaries, follow your eagle. Where your eagle goes, Rome goes. Eagle Cohort now getting in there. I mean, this is going to be way too much, I would think, for the defenders to hold on. I mean, this is, yeah, two pretty good legionary units, though that one is losing. The Bloodsworn are losing, Swordfallers are losing, and another Swordband are doing okay. Yeah, they're persistent to hold on here as the defenders. Well, maybe, as I say that, maybe not, I don't know. I think they are holding on, actually. So they're just cycling out units, getting a slightly fresher Swordband in there, though it's not fresh on numbers. That's for sure. We are now seeing the slingers and stuff mount onto the walls here. I don't know if they have ammo, but they need to start maybe thinking about using their ammo to try and kill these Celtic slingers down below. Because it's a really good opportunity to get some good side shots into them. I presume that these bowie eye slingers have ammo left. They haven't got their swords out, which suggests they probably do. I don't know if that's still the same case. It's like that's how you can tell if an archer has ammo. If they have the swords out, it's usually no ammo. If they have their bows out, they usually do. But it's not really a slinger, sort of like a sling sort of model, so you don't really know. Well, there isn't one anyway until they start doing the animation. But there you go, look at that. It's nice side shots. And they're getting some easy kills onto these slingers there. That might force bowie eye to think about retreating. Or generally all the defenders, we'll see. Doesn't seem like they want to, though. No one else has got the memo about retreating. Seems like the defenders are quite happy to keep trying to hold Rome here. And there's the Eagle. I saw SPQR. There he is, the banner carrier. Centurion as well in the front line. The bravest of the brave of the Legionaries. That's why they lead from the front. They take the highest casualty rate in like the Roman army. They I don't know what it is percentage-wise, but it is by far and away the highest because they're the first in and usually the last out. Because when they go in, they're at the head of the formation, and if they have to retreat the Romans or just, withdraw, they're usually at the back. I think that one might have fallen. I'm not sure. It didn't seem like he made it out of there. And here we go. We've got more cycling of charging going on by the sword band of the Iceni. Yeah, not looking good on balanced power. You can see here at the bottom left. The red marks the defenders. And I'd say that's ever so slightly larger than the yellow of the attackers. We'll see, though. I mean, Noble Horse here, I don't know why they brought this. It's a very expensive unit. Whether they thought these guys were going to sally out, maybe they thought Iceni might do a chariot sally, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Epirus has still got a fairly decent, healthy army, I would have said. Yeah, most of his army is outside here, just sort of, keeping an eye on maybe reserve, like any sort of sally out, maybe. I don't know whether they're going to get encircled. Or he's just keeping his troops out there because he doesn't want to lose them just to random missile fire, which is probably the safe thing to do. Roman Scorpion here brought up. Rome brought a Scorpion instead of a Ballista. So going for anti-personnel rather than anti-walls. Interesting choice. They can rack up a lot of kills, though. They've got one so far. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't feel like it's firing, though, so whether they're just delayed the kills coming in, I don't know. Yeah, they are getting some kills. They can get, I've seen certainly defending Scorpions and Ballistas get 200 kills before, really good players have managed to really get good ratios out of them. See whether that happens again. Rome has not moved, by the way. We are still here in the breach. We've maybe moved a few yards, if that. There you go, Rome is actually now finally, as I say that, just broken through. A lot of troops breaking in. Britain Slingers, though, being caught out by the Legionaries. I don't know if these guys have ammo left. They have been caught out. More Slingers go into melee, I think, again, hopefully out of ammo if they've come this far forward. By the looks of it. So maybe just being sent in to try and delay and get other troops out. Bounce power, yeah, I'd still say it's fairly even at the moment. Whether there's a lot of missile units being kept in reserve, I don't know. There's a Scorpion back here as well for the Iceni. Interesting choice to bring. That is sure. Iceni still seems like he has a lot of troops back here as well. Painted ones, Heroic Nobles, a very good unit there. Sort of their variant of the Oak Sworn. Rome has seen a lot of action, still has I wouldn't say many healthy units. I don't know. Evocati cohort, yeah, still banged up. Hastati, Eagle cohort, yeah, they're all looking pretty banged up at the moment. He's still got one really healthy legionary by the looks of it. So yeah, not much else, and he's got a lot of slingers. Hopefully these guys still have ammo to use. But yeah, Epirus, I think, is going to have to do a lot of the lifting here. We'll have to see. I mean, having had the first bit of action, again, also brought a second citizen cav. He brought 2 cav. Did the attacks not get the memo it was a siege? It seemed like a lot of cavalry being brought. I mean, more than usual, we'd say. Sword masters in here fighting against legionaries. This could be a fairly even fight with the legionaries being pretty banged up. But we'll see. It's giving Schuttenberg Forest vibes, these guys fighting each other. Barbaric Germans getting their revenge on the Romans. Keep trying to conquer their lands. And to be fair, the Germans keep trying to, you know, raid and steal the Romans' cattle. And, you know, just be a general pain in the ass. So I guess the Romans, you know, equally could hate them. I mean, Sevakai actually, to be fair, saying was, like, you know, pretty beaten up. This one had 100 men left. Has only got 44 kills, having lost 60 guys. That is not a good ratio for this Evocati, but he's getting focused down a lot. And that was a ballsy move here by Epirus. They've broken through here, have the attackers. And as you can see, yeah, Epirus is now trying to use his cab to rush in, try and get missile units here. He might try and charge some of these light melee infantry. I think it's unlikely because they'll probably get jabbies off. But you never know. Maybe he's going to try and bait some of these units to use their javelins, because the cab's not really going to be that useful, I would have thought, at this stage of the siege. There's a noble riders general here as well that's maybe worth clashing with if you've got cavalry, but it's going to get good support from infantry, so you'll have to send in some of your own as an attack to try and, you know, kill them off. It looks like rear charges are in the offing here, trying to get rid of this sword follower, which is, yeah, very much been caught out. I'm surprised this guy was left here because yeah, it's a healthy sword follower and it's just getting, yeah, mauled. And here goes Swaby's general. He is actually going to go in. The citizen cav now clashes. Rome is also going to bring some legionaries over to support, leaving just a Thuria spear to clash with the sword followers here, but it might be enough. And yeah, everyone is trying to desperately get the noble riders general here. Swaby does have some sword masters and some archers left that we can see. Whether he has much more than that, I don't know. Looks like he's going to get out of there fairly intact, though, only losing about sort of 30, well, more like 20 riders, I'd say. Legionaries going in, taking on heroic nobles. Heroic nobles have less melee attack, but I don't know, armor-wise, they're also worse off. I honestly think the legionaries could win that if there was a healthy unit, but yeah, they're not. So they probably won't win it. But here goes the noble riders. Going after slingers here. Oh, Rome trying to kill these guys off. It's a good target to go for because they have ammo left by the looks of it. Rome's general is going in. But there you go. Swaby has just lost his general. He's just recently died there. Will he get Rome's though? 22 out of 40 is possible. Rome still has some units, mostly banged up units, but might get him. You never know if Rome's really unlucky here. Yeah, Swaby losing his general. I mean, apart from the sword masters potentially routing, it's not much of a loss. They've got longbow hunters, but yeah, nothing much left, it seems, for the Swaby. They've run their race. It looks like, at least what we can see. Maybe there are more guys hidden and we just can't see them. These heroic nobles have somehow surrounded the legionaries. That was quite cool to see. But yeah, the legionaries there running for their lives after being cut down by those scary Britons. And again, the citizen cav going to go for another charge here into the sword followers. How many kills are they going to get? 66. Let's keep an eye on that. Cav's just not as strong as it is in like Attila. They just don't get many kills. They're getting some kills. We're up 4. Yeah, nothing crazy. Oh, we also have Talis' cav over here getting into some of the longbow hunters really good. Will he only get some of these other units? Unlikely. It's still a sword follower here, just looking the wrong way. We could turn around and could get some easy jabby volleys off. But instead, the cav's going to go into more slingers up here, just mounted on the wall. It's just going for easy kills. I mean, he's got 236 kills. I mean, it's not done bad. I mean, he's probably been killing off a lot of, yeah, skirmishes, which is kind of what cav has to do in Rome 2. Yeah, look at that. Might get 250 kills. We'll see. They've done well getting it out of there. Can he now go and get this solar slinger unit? Potentially. He's 30 out of 120. Should be doable. And more slingers coming forward here for the Britons. They clearly aren't finished. But yeah, I mean, Cav here, you know, being fairly effective. I mean, 73 for that citizen Cav's not awful. And yeah, again, look at that. The Cav getting in the noble horse. So they have routed that tiny little... Oh no, that's the other one. They might have got it still, I think. Yeah, the other Celtic Slinger's been routed at 10 men left. So yeah, they're doing well. Yeah, 158 this noble horse has got to. Done very well. And balance power, I'd say, is now, you know, very much even, I'd say. I think the attackers have turned this one around quite nicely.
Riders, forward!
But we'll see whether they have enough. Epirus's army is still outside the walls. Still got Royal, he's got some good units here. Royal Peltas, the Thurio Spears. Got a couple of these guys. Spent a lot of money on them. Yeah, Hoplites. I mean, they could be pretty useful in a choke point fight. So yeah, interesting to see they haven't been thrown in. I mean, like, they are progressing quite a bit now. The attackers, they probably could do with having some reinforcements come up, just in case, you know, they break through. They need to have forces close by so they can try and, you know, take advantage of any breakthroughs. Again, Titus' Cav down on one noble horse before he dies. The entire unit had to die rather than break. That's incredible. They did very well, that noble horse. Shame we can't see what kills they got. But maybe 250, 300. Celtic Slingers here getting broken, I think, by the Titus Cav. Yeah, Epirus has got some Thurio Spears up here, but he could do some more troops to come forward soon. Try and help out. Again, there's we've got sword followers here. I think Boei is just making a stand. I think they realize these guys aren't going to be able to get home. This one might have been able to fight its way home. I think, you know, the Citizen Cav is not exactly that good of a counter to the sword unit. We're going to see it here probably. These cavalry is going to get cut down by Britannic infantry. Yeah, heroic nobles here. Easy work for them, and they're going to charge the sword followers now. They're going to get a rear charge, which is probably better off for them. Not a bad charge, you know. Not awful. They are racking up the kills. Look at that. They might get 100 here. 98. I mean, these sword followers are losing. They are wavering, you know. 105. They might get them, you know, the citizen cav. It looks like they're going to try and throw in some archers, maybe try and surround them. There you go. A cav charge actually did break the sword followers. You don't often see that, I feel like, in Rome 2. It's a successful cav charge and just helping to master out stuff. Certainly not with, like, a fairly high tier unit like a sword follower. And here we go. There is another Swabian infantry unit. So actually, Lieutenant General seems less smart now. I mean, if they were just using it because they had nothing left, fair enough. But they had a healthy, like, really good infantry unit left. So yeah, now it's going to have less morale because the general's dead. Seems, yeah, wasteful. Yeah, Epirus, I don't know, maybe he's just waiting until his first wave dies before he sends some more troops. Really odd. I'll admit he's not brought more guys in yet. Yeah, sword followers are winning. No, I'm not really surprised. They're a healthier unit than the Thurio Spears and the archers. Finally now Epirus is moving in his reserves. Here come the hoplites and, more importantly, the Royal Peltas. So maybe he's really just did not want to get his guys shot up by missile fire. I don't really know, but or maybe his teammates were like shouting at him to get on with it. Well, Eric Slingers just, you know, chipping away at these heroic nobles. But yes, Iceni is on the retreat. Swordmaster is going to come rushing down. Obviously going to try and scare off these slingers. And if they don't run away, they're going to get their heads chopped off by angry Germans. And Javis go in. It's not a bad waste of the Javis. Well, not a bad idea for the Romans to have them use the Javis there on the slingers. Unless these guys had a lot of ammo left, but not so great. But yeah, Romans actually not microed at all. And he's just let this archer get caught, but maybe they are out of ammo. Which is why he's like, I don't really care. And also, these swordmasters now come into range of the units on the parapet. They can get shot at from up from height as well, like from these Celtic slingers. Yeah, losing about 30 or so men. A general is dead, like I said, so they could break, not quite at any moment, but certainly earlier than expected. Looks like Tylus is having to send over his last remaining infantry. I mean, he's done well to hold on to this one for a while after losing so much early on. Trying to surround this sword follower. I don't know if he's pulling through the sword follower, whether he's just reaffirming his attack on this Thurio spear. But he is now losing. He's got 234 kills with this sword follower. He's done very well. Massive kills, that's for sure, on both sides in this one. Yeah, we have about 10 minutes left of the siege. Who's going to win? I don't know. I wouldn't bet on anyone right now. It's very even. Balance power, I'd almost say, shifted back in favor of the defenders. If the balance power is already in defenders' favor and they have the defense is a really nice slope to hold, then that's not good really for the attackers. Brilliant slingers and also the longbow hunters now dashing down to try and kill off the Syrian archers. Again, I don't think these guys have ammo. They're just using them to try and bait in ammunition from the Celtic slingers here. Potentially, I could be wrong, and he's actually just wasted his this archer. But I don't think that's the case. We'll have a look. 97 kills. Maybe he had some ammo left. Often these guys get 150 kills. Hoplites are ready. They've now marched all the way from the back to the front, and they're ready to take over this advance. They fall in phalanx. It's something new that the barbarian tribes have not yet faced. The Greek phalanx. Very scary and alien looking sort of formation.
Enemy approaching, sir! Get running!
Also, Epirus has got to rely on these two units, the Royal Peltast here, to do a lot of hard work. These guys are really strong. We've got 62 melee attack, which is insane. Melee attack. It's probably got to be one of the highest stat sort of like for melee attack in today's game. Yeah, Oathsworn are only 48 shows, and yeah, these Royal Peltasts are super good, pretty strong, and they also have like 4 instead of like 2 javies, like typical sort of like sword units have. They've like double the amount. Very useful. Oathsworn for the Tyres player going to try and I guess kill off his longbow hunters, or whether he's just going to try and capture this tower. I don't know. But the Javis coming to the back here from the Royal Pelters, wasting ammo really, I'd say, on these slingers. And try to save some Celtic slingers. Hold your fire, guys. Hold your fire. Save your ammo for other stuff. Cretans as well wasting ammo. Yeah, these Royal Pelters here should just start jabbing the sword followers. Now you can line up one of your units here. Side shot with archers as well. These Cretans can move up sort of where the Tylus general is capturing right now. Set up here and side shot those sword followers. You'll make it a living hell with the defenders there. You gotta just try and, play smart in these sieges. Try and look for the angles for your archers so they can get as many kills as possible. Because archers are how you unlock defenses in Rome 2. The hoplites actually combat even, nothing too insane. Thuriel spears here though might struggle with the swordmasters. I think it's painted ones going in, yeah, for Iceni. So yeah, we're going to see the sort of more berserk light units for Iceni now going in. I don't know if these guys can go berserk, but they kind of look like they should if they're painted just in woad and have nothing else. Yeah, hoplites going in. If they had like pikes at this point, I don't. I guess it's. Oh no, the Scorpion crew I don't think actually has its. No, they do still have their Scorpion.
Why not give this is it! In range!
So I mean, yeah, maybe the pikes would struggle. Still, I was going to say there isn't many missile units left. I mean, there's a slinger here, but yeah, the pikes wouldn't be able to come up just yet. The Scorpion still have ammo. But they could set up archers if they want to, and they could just shoot this unit. I mean, they probably could hit it already if they wanted to. Start shooting, maybe move a little bit further forward and hit this unit. I certainly would, because I think otherwise you can get some huge kills. 79 right now. I don't know how much ammo has left. They can definitely, like I said, can get 200 kills. If used well. There's like catapult crew here going in, or maybe slingers, and they're just getting sliced and diced there. Yeah, slingers going in. Epirus now bringing up his reserves. It's really, like I said, going to be Epirus that's got to make the change. Rome is taking a back seat with his final few legionaries here, just watching on. Yeah, he's not got a lot to really give anymore. It's bizarre that, again, Epirus brought a cav general. He brought 2 cav units and then a cav general. Very odd. Heroic Nobles, though, losing to the Royal Peltas. I mean, this one could flank around, really. It's not really melee. And he could maybe look to try and sort of outflank units. Like I said, outflank the Heroic Nobles. Could outflank any of these German units. There's a second Swordmaster. So yeah, both of them are winning as well. And they are jabbing the side of them with Thuria Spears. Really good. But this is really odd now that Swaby just sacrificed his general earlier on. He had a decent reserve. And yeah, the hoplites getting screwed over right now. Both of them. By the Swordmasters here. Yeah, Swordmasters definitely would not care about a hoplite wall. They're like, yeah, we'll just go around that. Looks like they're going to do that quite now. They're running down that unit. They're going to, I guess, try maybe encircle the other hoplite unit. Swordmasters here going to try and catch the hoplites out of formation. The other one could try and pull out here and try and surround the other hoplite, try and inflict as many losses as possible. Royal Peltas having broke through, now trying to rush up this hill. They've already nicely focused on an entire Boei unit there. Really nice from the attackers, and now they're going to be able to try and go for the sword followers. Britain Slinger now out of ammo, which is good again for the attackers. The painted ones getting fed back into this melee down here.
Let's move it! Warriors, move out!
Again, Peltas really are becoming a bit, I don't know about the MVP, but they're certainly, you know, carrying the siege at this point a little bit. A weak tribal warrior going to flank on around, try and break some of these units if they can. Sword followers here losing. Whether we're going to see the Oathsworn general go in, I think it might be time. The Cretan archers could also set up, start to shoot the general here for Britain. Like try and shoot some of the slingers. There's also potential for cycle charges of Epirus' general if he wants to bring him up. Try and get around the back, try and cycle charge a few things. Yeah, you can see the Britain player here setting in his infantry, trying to get side charges, which might work, but just leave other things open. Actually, I was going to say, Swordmasters are broken through here. They nearly got all the way through to Epirus' general. And yeah, Epirus not doing so great. Balanced power, as you can see, is in the yellow. And, well, sorry, is very much favoured in the red, the defenders. But yeah, with the yellow bar for the attackers, not looking so great. See whether they can win. I mean, really, the elites for the attackers are now over here. They're being held back by an elite for the defenders, a heroic noble. The Royal Peltas here are going to be able to flank in a moment, though that heroic noble, once the sword follower breaks, it should be soon, I imagine. The painted ones are being sent over here to try and slow those guys down too. And it actually looks like maybe how the heroic nobles are set up, they might be able to stop the Peltas too. But yeah, this is not looking good here. Swordmasters are inflicting a lot of losses. causing these Thurios spears to be delayed and going to melee. But we'll see whether that last Rome needs to send in his last few units of infantry. Just try and use those to maybe turn the fight around in his favor. The cav here as well for Epirus could do with, maybe getting some cycle charges off, hit these sword masses in the back, make them bleed. This sword mass is starting to break. That's one gone, almost. Titus' general here, not looking great either. Oathsworn starting to lose. Is the Chief Dane of Titus going to die? We'll see. Yeah, down to 62. He's not looking great. Looks like Icini's general is going to go in to try and finish him off. And Titus is going to try and retreat, which might screw over his ally, Epirus here. And his general has actually recently died. There you go. Titus is now without a general. He's not got much left. He really just has his Celtic slingers here with ammo, to be fair. Here comes Epirus. He's trying to now charge up this hill and with rope. And they looks like they're going to try and get these sword masters, but yeah, they're going to be able to hold the sword masters here. I mean, you can probably rout all 4 of those units quite easily. Even with no general, these sword masters are pretty damn elite. There you go, Leadring's breaking. Rome is, yeah, I think his units are too banged up, too tired, and he also don't think has a general either. It looks like, yeah, it looks like his general might have broken somewhere along the line or being killed off. I don't think we saw that, but it's definitely not dead. It's just, army losses I think come into play. But yeah, here we go. This is not looking good for the Royal Peltas. They're trying to hold a thin line, trying to inflict as much loss as possible. The general has to do something here. And I mean, to be fair, the Oathsworn, I guess they were capturing that Arch Tower. It's not a bad idea. It might turn some of these fights around. But it doesn't look like it. Balance power is really shifting in favor of the attack, as the defenders now, sorry. That red is, yeah, hugely in favor of the defenders. They turn this around, I'll be amazed. Royal Peltas, I don't know, Peltas. I'm trying to say Peltas, I'm calling them. They're breaking, and I think actually we're going to see a mass rout here, as yeah, everything else is routing. But not much left. There's like 6 units left for the defenders. It was really close, but yeah, I honestly think one of the downfalls was that really aggressive, frantic attack at the beginning by Titus, where they lost so much infantry. But there you go, a costly enemy victory. We'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results for this one. Sent in by Mythic, who was playing as Tyler, so thank you very much, man, for sending this one in. There's actually 2 of my subs that I'm aware of playing this one. One on either side. The Drunk Norwegian playing as Swaby, Mythic, both long-time subs playing as, yeah, Mythic is Tyler, Drunk as Swaby. This is from Mythic's perspective. His general getting 132 kills before he fell. His Cav, the MVP of his army, had 264 kills. 185 with the Celtic Slingers here. And then we have Celtic Warriors, 124 kills, 175 with the Oathsworn there. Tribal Warriors getting 254 kills. And yeah, nothing much else for him. Then we have Current with Rome here, 133 kills with the Balearic Slingers here. One of his Syrian archers, 112 kills, 138 with the Eagle cohort, 179 with another Eagle Evocati cohort, sorry. Oh yeah, they have the same unit card pretty much. Did not realize. And then 218 kills with Hastadi, 133, 105, 158. These guys with the workhorse is really the Hastadi. Leadries, 107, 116, and his Sokiai Extraordinary, 163, 125, 205 kills. Then we have Greek Cement playing as Epirus, coming in right at the end to try and, win the game for his side, but couldn't do it in the end. 109 kills with the Citizen Cav here. 190 kills with the Archers, 144 with another one there. His Cretans getting 184 kills, 194. Hoplite's an interesting choice, and it didn't work out as an attacker. They didn't get many kills. Royal Peltas, 169 kills, 135. 169 with the Italian swords there. And then his Thurios getting 84 kills, the best of the bunch. Then we have Drunk playing as Swaby. Definitely did a drunken move, as seen with his Noble Riders throwing them in a little early when he had Swordmasters left, only getting 40 kills. His Bows getting 221 kills, 178 with the Longbows here as well. 168 kills with this one, 265 kills with the Berserkers, so they did incredibly well. Blood Sworn getting 109, 114 kills, and then his Swordmasters 319 kills. This one's really healthy, and then this one 429 kills, incredible kills there. Then we have Arabian Doctor playing as the Iceni. His Scorpion got 90 kills, not too bad. His Slingers 154 kills, 167, 129 with those guys. His Sword Band 160 kills. His Heroic Nobles 131 kills, 278 kills, very nice. Painted Ones 226 kills, 138 kills, and then his Sword Band 104 kills. Then we have Hands playing as Boei. His Slinger's not great kills, 77 the best there. His Oak Sworn didn't really see action, so only got 7 kills. His Swordfall is doing most of his work though, 272 kills, 133. But yeah, not many of them getting massive kills, just those two actually. And he got the least amount of kills, didn't even get 1,000 there. A bit of a rough day for Boei. But there you go, guys. That is today's Rome 2 Siege Battle. If you did enjoy, do remember leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment show your support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.